What's going on, YouTubers, gamers, and hobbyists? Welcome to Chill with Pete, the Coffee Break Catch-Up series, where I just talk about my week in bite-sized chunks, like coffee break catch-up. That's literally what it is. It's just like a bullet point of my week, really. So I'm just moving some Moria Goblin models down my desk. By the time you see this, you'll already know that the first episode of my Lord of the Rings Battle Games in Middle Earth is up. It's out there, and I'm just gauging what the reaction to it is like at this stage. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Now, kind of a week have I had. It was okay up until today. Today, I recently found out that the first friend I ever made in Seaton here, my beloved car park cat, whom I call Sandy, he was killed the other day. He was knocked over and killed. What I can't get my head around is that it's a car park. You shouldn't be driving that fast in a car park. He never left the car park. And I'm really sad about that. I don't know what to. I'm still trying to come to terms with the fact that I won't ever see him again. He was a real pal to me. I used to talk to him, about my day and things. If I saw him, I was up, especially when I was feeding him. There was a time I couldn't feed him when I was just too poorly, and I wasn't able to. I feel a little bit guilty about that, but he was okay. He survived. And he's been around for years and years and years, apparently. And to go now that way, it just seems a cruel twist of fate to me. That's not a good way to go. But there you go. It could happen to anybody. You could get knocked over just like that. It could just as easily happen to me, Just it makes you think about life, and how fleeting and fragile it is. But anyway, trying to get melancholy about it. Really broke my heart, that did, though. But I'm actually going to make a random video on where we used to see him in our Orchard car park. He had a favourite spot, and it was next to our car where we park. He always knew we'd get some treats for him, whether that was chicken or Dreamies or something. He'd always have something. I think in his own way he helps Dylan a bit as well, because he was like a cat that wasn't afraid of him at all, so he wouldn't run away when Dylan barked. So it was getting him used to cats. So I'm gonna miss him so much, so bad. Yeah, real heavy heart today about that. So it's kind of put a crimp on the weekend, to be truthful. But let's talk about a hobby. So, as I said, I've done issue 1 of the Lord of the Rings Battle Games magazine by De Agostini, and from my research, it showed that it came with a sprue of 12 Moria goblins, and so I decided to buy myself a box of 24 of them. So I've built them, and they're ready to be primed and painted at some point. I will do a run through of the battle scenario in the magazine for my next video on that issue. As I've done the overview, I'll do the battle scenario, and then I'll paint them up and just show them off as the models that they are, really. So I got a lot of painting done on my last On the Bench episode, in which I was testing a new form of microphone recording, actually. So my microphone, but I was just testing it. It's got different settings and modes and all this to try and get away from the old lapel mic thing. So I'm gonna have a sip of coffee here. This is nice coffee. Nescafe Gold. Decaf, but it's got a almost nutty flavour to it. Very, very nice. So yes, on the last episode of that, I got a lot of work done on the models on my bench, which are, all for my role-playing campaign. And I'm going to have to start sorting them out into boxes very, very soon, which is exciting as well. Then I'm going to be looking at just filming different things, really. Get these. I think I'll wait until these guys are painted before I go on to issue 2, which I'm excited about. But there's so much other stuff I can be doing with a free bench, as it were, so I can do unboxings, for instance, and stuff like that. I can use the space to, draw up characters for the campaign. So, like I say, I know how it starts, but other than that, I have no clue as to where it will go, and that's exciting to me. I don't know what we're going to encounter, what the names of anything will be. Excuse me. Excuse me. It's all going to be randomly generated, so that's fun. I think that's fun. Alien in a Jar just needs some resin for now. Did you get some resin? That'll be good. Done some work in the garden this weekend. Moved another shed because we were doing the whole garden thing in bite-sized chunks. I might have mentioned this before. So I've moved the other shed and setting up a nice little corner for us to have our cups of tea in the sunshine. I'm going to put a little decking area there, and it should be good. But doing it in bite-sized chunks makes it so much easier to cope with. Feeling it even now, even though I did it a little bit at a time. The day could have done it all in one day years ago, but just can't do it now. I'm too old and decrepit. Mind you, getting a nice bit of suntan on me now. Head's starting to get a bit brown, I think. Nice to be out in the sun, though. I just love being in the sun. I could easily fall asleep in the sunlight. It sends me to sleep. It really does, but it's beautiful. Excuse me. God, yawning again. I don't know. So I've got loads of stuff, especially for my Lord of the Rings jaunt at the moment. So I've got this game, this book here, which talks about the game, but it talks about what I wanted it for was painting of the miniatures. I've got my Ruins of Middle-earth to, paint up as well, and I'm just super excited for that, really. I'm going to be doing P&Q soon. Very soon, I think. And just generally having a good time. So I'm just going to check the time on my camera. My microphone, I should have said. Camera. Nuts. I was busier today on the seafront. Went down to the seafront. It's the busiest I've seen it this year, in terms of people, I mean. But quite a swell on the ocean there, though. The wind was really rolling those waves in, it would seem. I do beg your pardon with the yawning. I just can't help it. Can't help it. Wish I could. So yeah, do you remember War Games Illustrated? Those Romans. I've still got those to build yet as well. Quite exciting, which I may well end up doing. Just so they're built off the sprue, bish bash bosh, done. A lot of my miniatures are coming on now. That was on my bench, because I just put them to one side yesterday so that I could film the issue 1 of the magazine. Really, I've been nervous about doing that. I suppose I wanted to get it right in my mind's eye. and turns out I'm going to be doing 3 videos on that one issue. So yeah, it's going to be a fun one. So having got that first one out there, that's good because, like I said before, earlier, it's going to help me gauge how it's going to be received. I might get no interest at all because it's, nearly 25 years, 24 years ago that it came out, and it was all a big hype then. But I'm renewed enthusiasm when it comes to Lord of the Rings. If I had the time, I'd read it again, but I just don't have the time. That was about 8 years ago since I read it last. I remember the first time I read it, I think I was 10, 11 years old. It's a big mammoth time. It was the size of it that caught my attention. It's like, this is the biggest book I've ever seen. But fantastic. That's what got me into it back then. So, yeah, so the losing Sandy, or the news of having lost Sandy's, made me even more. I feel more connected than ever to my guys, Dylan and Lucian. I just want them to be well more than ever, and I don't want anything bad to happen to them. So, I feel a bit overprotective at the moment of them. So, so that's been going through my mind today. Yeah, so there's not much else to say for this week, really. Life's ticking on. I'm ticking on. Yeah, I saw my mum last week. She was okay for the most part. Yeah, there's not much else to say, really. I think that's it. I did another War Games Illustrated magazine quick flip through the other week, last week, this past week gone, and I put that up there, I believe. So yeah, we're all good. All right, well, nearly done. And thanks very much for chilling out with me, guys. Do remember, all brushes lead to war. Give the video a thumbs up if you like it. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. Give it one or the other. And I'll catch you on the next video if you like it. Bye for now. Bye bye.